Have you ever wanted to build a diagonal build in Minecraft but didn't know where to start? In today's video, I'm going to show you how I tackle diagonal builds and give you the confidence to master them yourself. For our diagonal build today, we're going to be building a barn, and I have chosen to use the block palette of stone brick and its variants, as well as some spruce wood, smooth sandstone, and birch wood, and some deep slate tiles. Step 1, you're going to want to determine the size of your diagonal build. For this barn, I will be making it 21 blocks long and 9 blocks wide. Step 2 is where you're going to decide how tall you want the base of your build. For my barn, I have chosen to make the base 3 blocks tall, so here I do that around the entire rectangle. Once you have finished placing your base blocks, you're going to want to punch in a door in the front. Here I'm taking out a 3 block width to make the door. Next up, you're also going to want to texture the base by adding in your cracked stone brick as well as your mossy stone brick. Step 3 is choosing your wall blocks and laying those on top of your base, and towered them up 5 blocks tall. Step 4 is to add in the framing. To frame out this build, we're using unstripped spruce wood, and we're using this unstripped spruce wood to hide the join between the base and the wall. Place blocks like this, continue around the entire build, but skip the doorway. To frame out the doorways, tower up as far as you would like. Here I'm using 12 blocks to make a little bit more of a peaked roof. Then I added in the wall blocks in the center between the frame around the door to make this shape. Now that we have the base, the walls, and the framing, it's time to focus on the roof. And I'm going to be honest, diagonal roofs are not the easiest, but we're going to make it simple by using a lot of slabs and a few stairs. First, let's take these deep slate stairs and frame out the roof by placing them along the edge of the wall like this. Step 6 is once the stairs are in place, it's time to bring in the deep slate tile slabs. You'll want to lay down 2 rows like this, and then 2 rows like this. At the front and the back of the build, thicken the slabs to a full plank to fill in the gaps. Now, you need to repeat this on the other side. Step 7 is where we focus on the steeper part of the roof. To do that, we're going to start with stairs above the 4th layer of slabs, just like this. There is a blank space in between the slab and the stair, but we'll fill that in afterwards. After finishing off placing the stairs, you're going to want to add in a row of deep slate tiles along the sides like this. Then, to finish off the roof, just continue up with another layer of stairs in this pattern, and then slabs. In the gap that was created on the roof, you're going to want to add in a bright color. Here I've chosen to use some red wool. In my original barn design, I did end up using orange wool, but whatever you would like can go in this gap. For step 8, we're just going to affix the peak of the roof to make a little bit of an overhang, and this is what you're going to do. Simply extend the roof at the peak by 1 block, matching the same blocks that you have in the regular part of the roof. I decided to add into this barn a little bit of texture on the roof, and so we did that by adding in some deep slate bricks as well as some polished deep slate. Just the little added texture definitely helps this build, but this is completely optional. You can do this if you want, you don't have to. We're also going to add in a few fences as well as some chains, a grindstone, and a lantern in the front, just to add a little bit more decoration. Along the sides of the exterior of the barn, we're going to add in a few more fences as well as some lanterns to brighten it up, but also add in a little bit more detail. Now it's time to step inside the barn and do a little bit of decoration. First, we can start with the floor. Here I'm making a diagonal pathway, adding in a few spruce planks as well as some stripped spruce logs, and then a little bit of coarse dirt. Then for the sides, I add in some gravel, coarse dirt, and a little bit of pod soil just to make it look a little bit more messy. Here I'm making this barn into an animal stall barn. So on the one side, we're making a few animal stalls, placing down some unstripped spruce wood. and covering it with dark oak slabs to make a little bit of a roof. To contain the animals, we're actually going to be using a bunch of trapdoors, as most animals will stay inside if you place trapdoors. But for the horses and the mule and the donkey, we're going to be adding in some fences. On the other side, we're going to be adding in just some storage, so some barrels, some composters, and a few pumpkins and melons just to decorate up that side a little bit more. Now that we have the base of the inside of the barn done, we're actually going to add in a little bit of a roof over the top, a little bit like this. Now that we have the interior done, it is time to add in a few more details around the exterior. Here we're adding in a couple of small trees, growing some grass, and of course a pathway out the front door. In my original design for this barn, I did make it into an automated wool farm, and so that is something that you can definitely do. You can check out my other video where I built this barn up in my single player world, linked here above. And if you do want more content from me, don't forget to subscribe and like, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching.